It would be nice for Victoria to do something to honour my son.
On Anzac Day at the footy.
Exactly. It's our first Anzac Day without Brett. And daughter is flying from interstate to be with me, and I ideally want Ian to wear those medals, and we will do a day to honour my son. His mate Ian, he met when we moved into the area at age 4.
Yeah, I remember meeting Brett, a little boy that lived at the store.
We were on a farm, a dairy farm that ran along the Bass River, and he used to think up many different ways of how he could trap rabbits.
Yeah, I recall a lot of hunting expeditions with him. Yeah.
It wasn't until he was in secondary school, in year 7, when you have the Army Careers van come to the school, and I think from that time on, that's when Brett really aspired to be in the Army.
I don't think it would have mattered what conflict. Brett would have been there because that's what he loved to do.
When I went to his gallantry medal presentation, I learnt more from the dignitaries than what Brett had ever told me.
He would come to me 2 weeks at the latest after returning from overseas, and he would sit down and we'd discuss every time what had taken place. And I suppose he was debriefing to me and vice versa.
He would ring when he could, when he was in Afghanistan or wherever he may be in the country.
He would put you into a not false sense, but he would ease your concern. You know, don't worry about me, I'm in the rear with the gear, I suppose, is what he'd say.
And when you got those phone calls, you knew that he was at base and relatively safe. And then when the phone call stopped, you knew what he was doing. So you just wait for the next phone call to come through.
When I got that phone call, it was early in the morning. I didn't know the number at the time, and it was. I knew straight away when I heard Elvie's voice that's
his wife's voice.
Yeah. I knew straight away, and it was major shock.
The Army didn't really have to wake me, though they did knock on my door, and they simultaneously were door knocking Brett's wife Elvie in Sydney. And when you open the door and you see who is there, I just knew.
It's just massive loss. Massive loss. You know, something that you'll never experience. You know, again, you know that you just those wonderful times that we experience together throughout our lives won't be experienced again.
Having lost him, I know he died doing what he loved.
You look after people and do what you can to help them. So, I'm there for Alison and she's there for me too, which is absolutely amazing.
I have an acceptance of sorts. Probably because of the fact that from the time he went into secondary school, that's what he wanted.
Coin being tossed by Merrill and Alison Jones,
Holding you, yep.
who have been touched by the tragedy of war.
Oh, it was an incredible feeling, and it was kind of all over and done with in a second. And I think I got a little bit over exuberant. I think I tossed the coin back over my head, but hey, I've only done it once. It really was, I was doing it because I had lost my son, and it's a bittersweet moment, a very bittersweet moment. It's just made an amazing, memorable day to honour not only my son, but all of the rest of our men.